Well, thank you for joining us here on the 10 Weather Impact Show, and happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Justin Gehrts.
And I'm meteorologist Aldrich.
Yeah, we had some shower activity during the nighttime hours, came on through. Not too much fanfare, though, but it did produce a very nice sight for some of us.
I know, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
People started sending in pictures this morning of a couple rainbows.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That we saw this morning pretty early. It was around 6 a.m. I think when we started seeing those once the storms moved out of Franklin County. So it was a good sight to see.
Yeah, even a double rainbow in there. One of these photos taken from the Arts Festival in downtown Columbus, the other by the Hollywood Casino in Columbus as well. So crews were out with their live shots this morning during our morning news and happened to see that rainbow and had a few, as you mentioned, a few other viewer photos of that double rainbow coming in. And of course, it begs the age-old question, what does it mean? All right, old internet reference for some of you out there. Okay, let's hop right to it. We'll talk about some of your event forecasts here coming up. Of course, the Columbus Arts Festival already underway, about 83 for a high today with a gradual clearing for the rest of the afternoon. A lot of sunshine tomorrow, about 86 for a high, just a touch of humidity, not bad, but you'll feel it. Then for Sunday, looking a lot more iffy that day as we'll have some scattered rain and thunderstorms. It's not an all-day affair, but there are going to be some interruptions if you're going to be out there on Sunday with a high around 79. All right, we have a Buckeye Country Superfest coming up here on Saturday as well. 10 a.m., sunshine, 75, mostly sunny at 2 o'clock, 83, and at 8 o'clock in the evening, partly sunny skies, just some high thin clouds and 82 right there. Let's say you're not staying in Columbus, you want to maybe take a little drive somewhere for a weekend destination. Looking good on Saturday. Much of the region enjoys a partly to mostly sunny sky with highs mostly in the 80s really. Sunday, though, that weather system affects quite a few areas with some scattered shower and storm activity. Again, it's not a full washout, but there is going to be some rain around as temperatures come back a bit more because of the more extensive cloud cover, mostly in the 70s across much of the region. Maybe theme parks are your thing. Well, we're going to be, again, dry for tomorrow. 84 if you're heading to Kings Island or up north at Cedar Point, 88 degrees. Louisville, Kentucky Kingdom, 87, 88 out toward Hershey Park. And if you're heading to the Smokies, Dollywood, 91 on Saturday. However, some shower and storm chances are there on Sunday with highs generally in the 70s to 80s. Farther to the east and south will be warmer. All right, say goodbye to those clouds. They are peeling away slowly but surely. This evening, we'll have a mainly clear sky as that drier air pulls in here. So this morning was humid. There's still some lingering touches of mugginess, but as we get further into the evening and especially the overnight hours, that drier air is firmly in place. We start to have a bit more of a southwesterly wind tomorrow, though, so that drier air gets erased a little bit. Tomorrow's still going to be real nice, but it's mostly on Sunday. Dew points climb back well into the 60s, and that'll help fuel some of our rain coming up then. After that cold front on Sunday, though, look at that sharp drop. Dew points perhaps dropping into the 40s for Monday and even maybe Tuesday. That is some nice dry air that takes hold. Eventually, it starts to rise back up, but very refreshing air early in the week. All right, hour-by-hour forecast this evening. Mainly clear skies will have taken over. We're clear tonight, clear tomorrow morning. So farmers markets, for example, tomorrow morning, you're doing just fine weather-wise. We see those high, thin clouds work in during the afternoon and evening on Saturday. Not until the daytime hours on Sunday that we start to see more of that shower and storm activity working into the area. Could be a little bit in the morning. Looks like right now the hour by hour is showing mostly the midday and early afternoon. Some of that timing may shift, so you'll want to stay with us on that as we get a better sense of when that cold front does slide across the area. At this point, though, it does appear Sunday evening is going to be dry. Behind that, we have cooler temperatures. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center shows June 17th through 21st. Below normal temperatures are likely across the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. Today, 83 with gradually clearing skies. Northwest winds around 10 to 20. Sunset tonight, 9:01 p.m. All right, here's that 7-day forecast. 62 tomorrow morning, 86 in the afternoon. There's that likelihood of some occasional scattered showers and storms on Sunday. We start off at 65 with 79 in the afternoon. Check out Monday. A nice looking day. 55 in the morning, 75 in the afternoon. Back up to 77 on Tuesday. Around 80 coming up Wednesday and Thursday as our rain chances start to pick up once again toward the back half of next week. But definitely going to be seeing some real nice weather coming up into the first part of the week after the weekend. So something to look forward to by that time.
So, Justin, basically, if I'm going out to any events over the weekend, today, this afternoon, and tomorrow is the best day to do it.
Oh, yeah, definitely our pick days for sure.
Good. I'm glad. Well, turning back to the storms that we have seen, while Ohio was pretty much spared, not many were not so lucky. Just overnight, numerous tornadoes were spotted.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the video coming in this afternoon. First up, northern Illinois area was under the gun for severe weather yesterday, with damage from multiple tornadoes reported. This video shows a large tornado seen forming in Dwight, Illinois on Thursday.
Here's another angle of that same storm taken by Marshall Cross with Central Iowa Chasers, who took video of a tornado roping out east of Dwight, Illinois, Thursday night. Dwight is a small town southwest of Chicago. About 4,000 residents live there.
Yeah, and another sighting was taken by Daniel Weaver, who posted a video to the social media platform X showing a large tornado moving over Washburn, Illinois Thursday evening. Washburn is a small town of just about 1,000 people. It's located northeast of Peoria in the central part of the state.
Then over in Indiana, this was spotted in Lake County. Field of the Indiana State Police captured video of a tornado with a large funnel cloud as it tore through plains. That tornado was reported to be near I-65 north of the Kankakee River.
All right, and sadly, with this many tornadoes on the ground, it's hard to avoid having damage and impacts to people. This video from storm chaser Scott Lasker shows damage in Streator, Illinois on Thursday. That's just one of many spots now cleaning up the pieces.
Early reports say over a dozen tornadoes touched down with many buildings sustaining damage. Here's one resident from the Cedar on the impacts.
When it hit. I mean, it was like there was no time. Grandma's house is leveled. And I'm like, all I care, everybody's okay. Thank the Lord, everybody's okay.
All right, with more on all that damage, Rob Marciano reports from Streator.
Well, the sun is shining today. That's good news. It's finally going to be a calm day here in the Midwest after a slew of severe weather, including tornadoes. This one coming through Streator, Illinois, and doing this to this home and many others. But in this home, there was a man that was pinned right in this very spot by all sorts of debris. An innocent bystander and a police officer managed to pull off the debris and pull him out. He did break his leg. He will require surgery, but it'll be okay. No fatalities here. Remarkable when you look at all the damage in this town. I mean, cars blowing out, a slew of debris, and then each one of these homes just to the east of us, at least half of those are completely destroyed. Most of them are going to have to come down and be rebuilt. So just a sad day here in Streator. It'll take some time for them to obviously recover from this, but it's not the only spot. I mean, there were 20 states involved in this severe weather outbreak today. Later on this evening, most of that action is going to be in the east as it's fed by that heat and humidity. But here in the Midwest, they're certainly thankful to at least get one calm day, finally. Rob Marciano.
And that's just some of the storm damage that we've seen so far. For more on the scope of these storms, here's CNN's Reed Binion.
Yeah.
A massive funnel cloud caught on camera in Illinois Thursday.
Oh, brother.
The suspected tornado tearing through the city of Streator, leaving horrendous damage in its wake. A man trapped in the rubble after the storm leveled a home.
Oh my God, are you okay?
I think I got a broken leg.
You got a broken leg?
I think so.
Oh my God.
A photojournalist in the area moving debris to try and free the man.
Which leg?
This one.
That one?
I think his leg is broken.
Police officers arriving a short time later.
We got a door back here we can put them on.
That suspected tornado was just one of several reported twisters that carved up parts of the Midwest as severe weather slammed areas already battered by previous storms this week. There was also a possible tornado caught on camera in Lewistown, Illinois. Another one in the same state captured on video in Washburn. And yet another one seen here in Indiana. Severe weather struck other parts of the region as well, including several cities in Iowa. Parts of the state got hit with 70 to 90 mile per hour wind gusts. The violent weather turning deadly in the city of Des Moines, where police say a 54-year-old man was killed after being struck by a tree that broke apart and fell in a homeless encampment as storms moved through the city. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
All right, let's take a quick moment to show that earlier rescue again. Absolutely amazing. That man came out alive. You can see he was pinned under under the debris from that house, and it took a lot of effort to get him out of there.
I mean, this is why we always say it's really important to stay safe, especially in these situations. When we send out alerts and when you get those alerts on your phone and hear sirens, you definitely want to be able to make sure you have your safe spots.
Yeah.
So for the most part, whenever you get into any kind of tornado warning watch, you want to take those kinds of things seriously and make sure you've got your safe space in your house and you know where to go. You definitely want to avoid any kind of windows or any kind of ways that have a direct contact with the outside. So anywhere like your bedroom, your kitchen, living room, definitely don't go anywhere close to your deck because, hey, you're going to be outside. So make sure you kind of get into areas closer, maybe an interior hallway, possibly a bathroom where there's not going to be too much window space. But if you have a basement, that's definitely the best place that you're going to want to be able to go. Staying underground and making sure that you can kind of avoid those outside and exterior walls, because that's going to be the safest place for you to stay. But hey, I mean, these things are really serious, so you want to take that in mind, because when stuff comes down and debris comes out, you want to make sure you have a safe place to go.
Yeah, thanks, Lily. And we talked too about sometimes having shoes on when you're going to be coming out of those places, and of course having a bike helmet or something like that if that's also a possibility. Now, moving on from severe storms to wildfires, an active early season is continuing out toward the west, and just this week, numerous red flag warnings have already gone up, and crews are preparing. Here's Ashley Sharp with more.
Early in the season, red flag warnings across Northern California are sparking heightened awareness. But local firefighters will tell you nowadays,
the fire season has become a year-round phenomena.
The conditions we're facing this June are much drier than in recent years, and that fuels fire fears.
Because things are already drier a little earlier, and you have these red flag warnings where the humidity drops, wind comes up, it actually just exacerbates the fuels that are already much drier earlier than normal.
Trevor Jameson is on the board of the California Fire Foundation and president of the Sacramento Area Firefighters Union. As we told you in April, at the final snow survey of this season,
no measurable snow.
California's snowpack had already collapsed after a record dry March.
Normally we'd be standing right here if we had an average year.
The snowpack melting months ahead of schedule, and with conditions extra dry.
I think it is an indicator that we're up against a tough fire season.
Local firefighters under red flag conditions ready to respond.
We are very aware of it, and I can tell you any firefighter here in California, when they hear red flag and they work in an area where there's grass or foothills or the mountains, we are on guard and we know it's going to be a different type of environment.
Moving now to some space news, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency H3 rocket was successfully launched Friday from the Space Center in Hiroshima.
Yeah, the 6th H3 rocket is the new 30 configuration test vehicle that does not use boosters. It's equipped with 3 main engines while previous models had 2.
This wasn't the only launch today. SpaceX launched its Falcon 9 rocket once again Friday morning. The rocket is carrying 29 Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
Yeah, according to Spaceflight Now, this is the 650th flight of SpaceX's workhorse launcher to date, and the 68th Falcon 9 launch so far in 2026.
That launch, of course, coming the same day as the IPO for SpaceX, making it a publicly traded company.
Yeah, and more on how this could impact the company and your 401k. Here's Jared Hill.
In an out-of-this-world stock market debut, SpaceX launched the largest initial public offering in history at a record $75 billion.
I give SpaceX less than a 10% chance of succeeding at all, to be clear.
We need a lot of capital.
Jeff Buckbinder with investment firm LPL Financial says going public is the way to cash out, and also an effort to raise money for Elon Musk's ambitious goals, going farther into space while expanding SpaceX's newly absorbed artificial intelligence firm xAI.
Building these data centers that allow the computing power to generate AI is very, very expensive.
Early private investors are set to make a ton of money, putting Elon Musk on track to become the world's first trillionaire. And the IPO has created an online frenzy as SpaceX makes more shares available to average investors.
Will I be investing in SpaceX?
It's a big bet on Elon Musk, so if things go south, you don't want to drag your entire portfolio down by having too much money in this one venture.
Even if you're not buying stock directly, SpaceX shares could still land in retirement plans and pensions much sooner than normal, Weeks, not years, after NASDAQ and Russell indexes announced a rule change typically designed to insulate passive investors from IPO volatility.
What changed is this deal is so big that some of the index providers want SpaceX to be a part of their indexes as fast as possible.
That could also apply for AI companies Anthropic and OpenAI, which just announced they've filed for IPO as well.
But with the companies yet to turn a profit, some question how much of the value is just hype. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
We are yet another day closer to our nation's 250th anniversary, and we're also taking another look back at how weather has affected us as a nation at that time.
Evan Stewart from our sister station WVEC is taking a look back at how weather changed America and the Galveston hurricane of 1900.
In 1900, Galveston, Texas was one of the most important cities in the United States, a booming port town on the Gulf Coast. And the man in charge of watching the weather there was Isaac Klein. Klein led the Galveston Weather Bureau. That's the predecessor to today's National Weather Service. As a powerful hurricane approached on September 8, 1900, Klein made a critical decision. He unilaterally ordered hurricane warnings raised, urging people to move to higher ground. And this was against Weather Bureau policy, which required authorization from the central office in Washington, D.C. And Klein later estimated that that decision saved thousands of lives. But the storm was still catastrophic. The storm surge rose more than 15 feet, sweeping across the low-lying island. Entire neighborhoods were destroyed, and an estimated 6,000 to 8,000 people were killed, making it the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. In the aftermath, America changed how it warned people about hurricanes. Meteorologists were empowered to speak directly to the public, and coastal cities rethought how they prepare for storms. Galveston built a massive seawall and raised much of the city. And every hurricane warning issued today traces back to lessons learned here when one meteorologist chose action over protocol.
Alrighty, let's check out new video into 10 TV this afternoon. First up, some good news. A tour boat crew rescued a dog that authorities say got swept out to sea on an inflatable kayak.
That dog was rescued by the crew of Serenity Farne Island Boat Tours. Glad to see this one have a happy ending.
Yeah, apparently, I'm assuming the dog's name is Bruce. I saw Bruce with an arrow there, and that's also a very good name for a dog.
Oh.
And Bruce is a good boy. Oh, poor thing, getting caught up in there. Well, I'm glad that they were able to find him and get him back on board. And finally, today, the Pentagon is releasing new UFO video. However, there's still no proof of little green men as the Pentagon. This time around, there are some recent videos in recent years taken using modern cell phones.
So while they are a little clearer than those grainy black and white videos you may have seen back then, they still show a little more than the lights in the sky. Still, the files are sure to fuel discussion about the possible existence of spaceships and aliens among believers and skeptics, both. You can see the files for yourself at war.gov/UFO.
All right, and I feel like maybe they could have brought us some nice weather here, I suppose, as we've had the cold front come through slowly but surely.
Oh, I know.
The drier air is getting in here. But yeah, as you mentioned earlier, tomorrow's the pick day of the weekend for sure.
Yes, definitely is. And there's lots of events here in Columbus, so make sure you get outside if you have the chance, because Sunday's looking a little bit more gross.
Yeah. Looks like at this point, midday, early afternoon. But as I mentioned earlier, that timing could shift a little bit depending on when that cold front does come through the area. But you'll be here this weekend tracking all of it.
I will, yes.
Yes, join Saturday and Sunday morning to find out the latest information. Of course, meteorologist Aaron White in Saturday evening as well. He'll give you updates there too. So be sure you stay in with us. And of course, 10TV.com, the 10TV app, also providing the latest updates. In the meantime, have yourself a fantastic afternoon and a great weekend.